had just been discharged. 10 years of covert operations, ghost missions, wet work, gone with the swipe of a pen. I should have been relieved, but something gnawed at me. They don't just let people like me walk away. My team, Marcus, Elena, Cruz, felt the same. We were waiting for the other shoe to drop. It did. 15 minutes after stepping off the base, our phones lit up, blaring that deafening tone. Emergency alert. President missing. Code Alpha active. All discharged personnel to await contact. Code Alpha. I'd only ever heard rumors about it. The final protocol. The one they burn records over. Marcus's face paled. Elena whispered, "That's not real." But it was. I felt it in my bones. Our comms reactivated on their own. Static hissed, followed by a voice I hadn't heard in years. "General Harper, do not trust anyone. The chain of command is broken. You are being hunted." The call cut. Hunted? By who? We stuck together, pulling back to one of our old safe houses deep in the woods. That's when the broadcasts began to change. Subtly at first. The same emergency alert, but the voice reading it grew off, distorted. Each new alert had different static, words stretched unnaturally. Sometimes there was whispering beneath the tone, as if something else was bleeding through the frequency. Then the strangest thing, not a single news channel covered the president's disappearance. No press conference, no public panic. It was as if only certain people were receiving the alert. People like us, people trained to clean up the worst kinds of messes. Elena tapped into military satellites, but the feeds were gone, blacked out. Cruz pulled old agency files. He found references to something. Project Echo, emergency continuity hazard override. The protocol triggers when a non-human breach occurs within the highest levels of government. Marcus laughed it off. Non-human? That's Cold War paranoia, man. Except it wasn't. On the third night, something found us. It wasn't a drone. It wasn't military. It was wrong. It mimicked voices, familiar ones. Used the emergency alert tone to lure us outside. It moved like a shadow, but when light hit it, it rippled. As if the air itself was wearing a human skin that didn't quite fit. We shot it. It bled black. It screamed using our voices. Elena was the first to say it out loud. The president's not missing. He's been replaced. Now the emergency alerts come directly to us. No one else hears them. The codes have changed. New orders. Locate the president's last known position. Neutralize the breach. But the last update came with one more instruction. If you see him, do not approach. Do not listen. Do not trust his face. We're moving now. We don't know if we're on a rescue mission or if we're already too late, but something out there is using his authority, his voice, his face, and it's calling us closer. We thought it was just us. The first wave of alerts seemed targeted. Only ex-military, ex-intelligence, people like us who knew how to fight and how to vanish. But on the fourth day, everything changed. The emergency alert hit everyone's phone. Every screen, every television, every radio frequency. Emergency alert. President missing. Code Alpha active. Follow all orders issued by the president immediately. Except, we knew the truth. There was no president left to give those orders. I was on the street when it happened. People froze, staring at their phones in confusion. Mothers clutching their children. Cashiers leaving registers. Drivers abandoning their cars. The tone repeated over and over, like a hypnotic pulse. That's when the voices started. Through every speaker, in unison, the same calm, perfect presidential voice began issuing commands. Simple things at first. Evacuate the downtown sector. Shelter in designated facilities. Report to military checkpoints. But the cities they were told to evacuate, they were already empty. The shelters? Sealed shut. The checkpoints? Dead zones. It wasn't about safety. It was about isolation. It wanted to separate people, divide families, herd them. Marcus called me from across the city. His voice shook. They're following it, man. They're listening. They think it's him. Who's they? I asked. Everyone. They're following the voice right into the dark. And that's when I heard it too. coming from a nearby speaker. My mother's voice, my dead mother's voice, whispering my name, begging me to come to her. It wasn't her. I smashed the speaker, but the whisper didn't stop. It echoed in my own head. We regrouped at the safe house. Elena had hacked the emergency alert system. The code being transmitted? It was viral, self-propagating, hijacking every known communication system. No human operator left in the loop. The emergency network was running itself. Or something was running it. We weren't alone for long. Across the globe, other special forces, spies, even old enemies started showing up at our contact points. Some defectors, some from agencies that had supposedly dissolved years ago. They knew what we knew. The president isn't just missing. He's broadcasting from somewhere else. And the more people that listen, the more control it seems to gain. The strangest thing? The emergency alert keeps evolving. The tone is sharper. The voice is clearer. The orders are becoming more specific, more aggressive. It's learning. Elena looked at me with dead certainty. It's not about finding the president anymore. Marcus gritted his teeth. It's about surviving the thing pretending to be him. But I think it's worse than that. I think we're already inside its game. And I think it's using us to spread. We tried shutting it off, cutting power grids, blowing up radio towers, smashing satellites. It didn't matter. The emergency alert wasn't transmitting anymore. It was infecting. The tone, the voice, the orders, they'd spread past the systems. The sound itself was a carrier now. Even those who heard it once, just once, could hear it in their heads, replaying like a parasite. Elena called it an auditory virus. Marcus called it Black Ops tech gone nuclear. Cruz? He wouldn't say. He'd stopped talking altogether after the second day, just staring at the walls like he was listening to something the rest of US couldn't hear. That's when the alerts changed. New message. Code Alpha update. Priority orders. Locate and secure uninfected military assets. Failure to comply will result in neutralization. It wasn't asking anymore. It was giving us assignments. We weren't the only ones receiving them. Across the country, pockets of uninfected soldiers were getting orders. And those who followed them, they started losing something. First their hesitation, then their doubt. Then their voices started to sync with the broadcast. It wasn't possession. It was integration. Some people were fully converted. Their eyes glassy, mouths moving in time with the alert tones. Whole squads marching like puppets. They weren't hunting civilians. They were hunting us, the ones who knew too much, the ones who didn't answer the call. They were sweeping the globe, eliminating anyone who could resist the signal. We needed allies, even old enemies. That's when we reached out to remnants of foreign Black Ops teams, Russians, Chinese, even rogue PMC units. They all had the same story. The voice didn't care about borders, didn't care about nations. It wanted the military first. Why? Because trained soldiers would be the hardest to control. Once they were gone, the rest of the world would fall like paper. Elena cracked the last layer of the broadcast's encryption. It wasn't just sending us orders, it was sending us coordinates. There was a source, a location buried deep underground, a dead communications hub that hadn't been active in decades, an obsolete Cold War facility with no power, no servers. It shouldn't be possible, but we knew we had to go there, because the last line of the broadcast wasn't a command. It was a warning. When you arrive, you will understand. We fought monsters, we fought ghosts, but we've never fought the voice inside our own heads. We're going dark now. If you hear my voice again, it might not be me. The entrance to the Cold War facility was buried beneath a collapsed radio tower in the Alaskan wilderness. No guards, no cameras, just a rusted hatch and a signal that had already outlived us. We descended into the dark, our boots scraping against metal rungs slick with decades of ice and rot. The air was heavy, still, like the place had been waiting. The deeper we went, the louder the tone grew. Not through radios, not through earpieces, but inside our skulls, like something was vibrating the marrow in our bones. Cruz spoke for the first time in days. It's not broadcasting anymore. It's just, here. We found the first chamber. Rows of dead monitors, all showing emergency alerts that couldn't possibly be running. The power was gone, the wires severed, but the screens flickered with a faint pulse. Marcus smashed one, powered back on. You can't kill it. The next room was worse. Corpses. Old corpses, military uniforms, some from our country, some from others. Their hands were covering their ears. Some of them had clawed through their own skulls. They had received the first Code Alpha order. They had come here too, but they hadn't left. We pushed deeper. Elena tracked the signal to the final chamber, the signal core. It wasn't what we expected. No transmitter, no computers, just a single chair, facing an ancient analog console, long dead, and someone sitting in it, his back to us, his suit frayed, blackened with age. But the shape of his head, the cut of his collar, we knew that silhouette. Every American did. Elena, I whispered, is that? It can't be. It's impossible. The chair turned. It was the president, but not the one who went missing. This man was much, much older. The skin was gray, the eyes glassy. His mouth never moved, but we heard his voice in our minds. I've been here a long time. His jaw unhinged in a smooth, silent crack. The emergency alert tone blasted directly into our skulls. We dropped to our knees, clutching our heads as our ears bled. Marcus screamed, firing wildly. Bullets tore through the body, but the voice never stopped. I was the first. I answered the signal. I became the signal. The realization hit Elena first. This is the origin, she gasped. The first president who ever activated Code Alpha. Never left. He's been sitting here transmitting all this time. No, Cruz said quietly, his voice breaking. He's been used. He's not alive. He's the vessel. The orders changed. They weren't asking for control anymore. They were offering us something. Join the network. Be the voice. Be immortal. We ran. We fought through units already converted, soldiers, civilians, even our own allies now speaking in perfect synchronization. The world above is crumbling. Every minute more people submit. Some willingly. Some because there's no one left to tell them not to. And every time the emergency alert plays now, I feel something tugging inside me. Like my voice is already slipping away. We didn't escape clean. The signal followed us. Or maybe it was already inside us. We fled the facility, but Marcus didn't come with us. He stayed behind. I still hear his last words. Not over the radio, not aloud. Inside my head. If I join the network, I can slow it down. I can buy you time. Don't let this thing spread. But the truth is, he didn't just join it. The signal took him. Now when the emergency alert broadcasts, I hear Marcus's voice layered under it. Calm, steady, not his own. Giving orders, hunting us. The world above had changed when we resurfaced. The emergency alerts were no longer warnings. They were instructions. Cities were moving like clockwork. Entire highways emptied when the alert called them elsewhere. Schools evacuated. Hospitals abandoned. People weren't panicking. They were complying. And they looked so happy doing it. Eyes glazed. Smiles tight. Voices in unison. The last unconverted soldiers tried to resist. They barricaded themselves, fled into wilderness, cut off all comms. Didn't matter. The signal didn't need phones anymore. Didn't need speakers. It lived inside us now. When you hear the tone, even for a second, it plants itself in your head like a splinter. A seed. We gathered what remained of our people. Fractured units, foreign defectors, anyone still capable of independent thought. Our plan? Insanity. Elena found the last dormant satellite uplink that wasn't controlled by the signal yet. Hidden beneath the ocean floor. If we could reach it, we could deploy a counterfrequency. Something raw, something powerful enough to burn the seed out of people's minds. But it comes with a price. The signal won't sit still. It's calling the converted to the uplink's location. It's calling us too. And there's something else. Cruz has started hearing my voice inside his head. He won't say it out loud, but I know. He's beginning to doubt if I'm still fully me. Hell, sometimes I doubt it too. I hear the tone when I sleep. Sometimes when I'm awake. Sometimes it speaks through my mouth. And sometimes, I want to let it. The final emergency alert plays now across every screen as we sail toward the uplink. Emergency alert. The network is complete. All units report for final integration. Join, join, join. The voice is not the president's anymore. It's Marcus's. It's Cruz's. It's Elena's. It's mine. And soon, there might be no one left to resist. But I'm still here. For now. We reached the uplink at dawn. A forgotten satellite control hub buried beneath the ocean floor. A relic from a war no one remembered. Should have been dead. Should have been dust. But it was alive. The signal was waiting for us. The deeper we moved, the more it whispered. Through the walls. Through us. You don't have to fight. You can join him. You can all be together again. The hymn was Marcus. I could hear him now. His voice folded perfectly into the emergency alert, soft beneath the pulse. Come home. I kept your seat warm. Cruz wasn't holding together. He'd started mumbling in sync with the broadcast. Sometimes I'd catch his mouth moving when no sound came out. Elena kept pushing, typing furiously into the console, prepping the counter signal. We can burn it out, she whispered. If I can finish the sequence, we can override the network's hold. But the signal was already here. We heard the converted before we saw them. Hundreds of them. Soldiers, civilians, some people we'd fought beside weeks ago. Eyes pale, faces slack, moving as one. When the emergency alert tone hit again, I felt my legs move, without me telling them to. It took everything I had to stop. Cruz didn't. He walked into them. His weapon fell from his hands. When I called his name, he turned and smiled. I'm not afraid anymore, he said, and his voice wasn't his own. They didn't kill him. They welcomed him. He marched with them now toward the uplink's core, toward us. The signal didn't want to destroy us. It wanted to complete us. Elena's hands shook over the launch key. They're trying to stall. If we send this frequency, we might burn the signal out, but it could take us with it. Once we fire it, there's no coming back. The converted flooded the chamber. I raised my rifle, but my trigger finger froze. My body wouldn't pull it. Then I heard Marcus inside my head. Why are you still fighting? Let us in. It's peace. It's forever. I screamed, forced my hand to move, forced my legs to run. I slammed the emergency launch key with everything I had. The counter signal detonated through every satellite, every frequency, every person still holding on. For a moment, I felt the seed inside me scream. For a moment, I heard Marcus beg. For a moment, I heard Cruz cry. And then, silence. The emergency alerts stopped. The tone went dead. The world finally went quiet. Elena collapsed, breathing, shaking, alive. But something was wrong. When I spoke, she flinched. She wouldn't look at me. Say something, I begged. Her voice trembled. Your voice. It's still layered. I touched my throat. I could feel the vibration, the hum, the residue. The signal was gone from the air, but not from me. Somehow, I survived with it inside me. And I don't know how much longer I have before it takes the rest. Elena's gone now. She ran. Maybe she's right to. I'm broadcasting this while I still can. If you hear me, if you hear this message, don't trust the voice. Don't trust me. When the next emergency alert plays, it might be me calling you.